it should be going. Hi everyone, Michelangelo Badio here. I would like to say welcome to another version of No Boundaries, the live multi-stream. We're multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time now, and we've been doing this for a while. I think we have it down now. Don't you think, Adam? I think it's down to a science. Adam gives me the thumbs up. Before we start, I'd like to do some shout outs. I'd like to say hello to Alexis, to Tanya, to Denny, to Brett, Nick, Roxana, Miss Metal, Sasha, and everybody else that's coming on. Hey JD, how are you? It's good to see you. Now I'm looking over a little bit to my right, your left, on the screen here so I can see other people that are coming online. But yeah, I said hello to you, Brett. It's great to see you again. It looks like Dane, yes, Steve, John. There's just so many people. Roxana, I said hello to you. I see you online. But there's just a lot of people, and I really appreciate it. This lesson, I want to talk about something that, you know, I'm not known as a tapper per se, just like I'm not known as a 7-string guitar player, but I use 7 strings a lot. I have a Sawtooth Signature Series 7-string, and I use tapping a lot. And so in this lesson, I'm going to show you some of the shapes that I use that are very usable for you. And again, you know, I love tapping as much as I like alternate picking. One is not better or worse than the other. These are just techniques. And these are techniques that and things that you can apply to your playing, especially some of these tapped arpeggios. They just sound really cool, and tapping probably is at an all-time high for guitar. Now, what I'm going to be using today to demonstrate this is one of my signature guitars called the ET Hybrid. I really love this guitar. It's got a beautiful Floyd Rose, 22 frets of doom, death, mayhem, and destruction. Joey likes it. Robert likes it. And it also has a combination of 15 different sounds. We are the company that figured this one out. We developed a true hybrid. You have the Tele lipstick pickup and the Tele single coil placed exactly where a Telecaster pickup should be. And then in between, we used humbuckers. Now we were able to move one forward and one back to accommodate the true tone of the single coil sounds, but these humbuckers sound amazing. And one of the settings I like, you know, people say, oh man, like there's all this stuff on this guitar, bro. Like it's like, what do you gotta do, bro? You gotta like read like a science textbook to figure it out. What is the manual? Like 8,152 pages? No, it's not. It's simple. And then I'm gonna demonstrate this and I'll show you the lesson. This switch controls single coil humbucker. What I like to do is put it in the center so I always have both. It is a sound you cannot get on any guitar but this. So here, now I'm gonna put on the clean sound. Now also too, these are true Tele pickups. These are true humbucker pickups. And what this means is that humbuckers are inherently louder than single coils, especially this lipstick pickup. So I add compression to the clean sound. Now here, lipstick pickup. This is both middle position. And then you have the bridge position. So you get that really twang sound. Now, when you put it in the middle position, that activates both the single coil and the humbucker. And this is where all the sound variations happen. If I flip this switch down, all it is, see how thick that humbucker is compared to, here watch. Here is the bridge position. Single coil. Here's humbucker. It's a huge difference. I like to put it in the middle, and I'll show you why. Because you get the thickness of the humbucker and the brilliance and the twang of these single coils. And then what I like to do is I like to take the humbucker and put it in the bridge position and leave it. So you can actually use this position here like a toggle switch, like you could use, for example, you have the telly position. You have that for the single coil in the neck position. Then when I switch, watch, I'm going to switch back and forth. This will be lipstick pickup, switch to the humbucker on the bridge position. Bridge position. Neck position. And especially in a clean sound, watch. I keep it here. Somebody asked the question, are these active or passive? They are passive, and there's a real good reason for this. To keep the integrity of the single coil and the humbucker, this is a true hybrid guitar. There's no guitar like this on the market, none. What we did is we incorporated the best of both into one guitar, and here's how I like to use the guitar. Then I'm going to show some of the examples. See, when you put this switch here and you keep this on the bridge position, the humbucker, and you keep the lipstick pickup on the neck position, you basically have a really simple three sound configuration. You have neck, middle, bridge. Okay, so you can play it like that. And so that's my basic configuration. But what I like to do is I put this in the center. And I find that keeping the humbucker in the bridge position and using the toggle switch of the single coil, I get this thickness having the humbucker underneath it, but you still retain the neck position sound and the bridge position sound. Watch, I've got it in the single coil realm. All I have to do is flip this toggle switch. See, this controls the single coil, that controls the humbucker. It is so easy to use. I mean, I'm no idiot here. No, he ain't, but I'm the star of the show. Listen, it's me, Joe E. Who do you want to see? Joe E. Who do you want to be? Joe E. Not Joe B, Joe B. Joe B, no, Joe E. And so the point is this. Keep it simple, stupid. K-I-S-S. I'm a guitar player. I don't like to see a million knobs. I don't like to see knob. Blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, it's like rad. Like, oh, like I need a degree in rocket science to use this amplification. And so, no, I want to keep it simple. There are 15 different sounds on this. But what I found is I love the combination of the two. So this is how I use it. Keep it in the middle position. I keep the humbucker in the bridge. I'm sorry, the humbucker, yeah, in the bridge position, and I rock. See how that neck position still sounds great? Then if I want to switch, I don't use this because I've got both pickup systems on. So you get that humbucker thickness and you get the telly single coil tone. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the string skipping arpeggios and tapped arpeggios. Now, a very simple way to do a tapped arpeggio is just to take the basic A minor shape and go like this. But you add what's called an extension. But that's not even close to what I want to show you as far as being advanced today. So when I do arpeggios, a lot of times when I'm playing an A minor shape like that, I will add that extension. And you have to practice it slow. And when I lived in Los Angeles in the 80s, in the era of, the Paul Gilberts coming out and the Yngwies, we used to call this like the whipper sweeper. It was the MI sweep, where you not only add the extension, but you add a note before it, above it, and below it. They actually call that an appoggiatura in music, but we won't call it that. We're just going to do it simple. Watch. So you can see Paul Gilbert back in the day, Bruce Boulez, me, we all did that little sweep. I think it looked cooler than it sounded, but because sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But see, I added extensions on all the different basic sweep arpeggio shapes, but that's not the essence of this lesson. That's the beginning of this. I want to show you something that I use a lot. When you get sequences, for example, like going, a sequence. You can do this in a tapped arpeggio form. Now I'm taking a C minor chord, I'm arpeggiating it, and I'm going to add tapping, and this is a great one. You start here, you tap, pull off, and then you have to use your fretboard hand to hit the next string. This is really a true symbiotic relationship between your hands. I gotta rely on Robert. Robert says nothing. He said, Joey, you better hit it. And so, watch. Now watch what I do. See, I hit that new string. So you tap, but your fretboard hand is responsible for hitting the note on the next string. So doodle, so it creates that doodle 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 doo, that triplet sound. Play it slow. Then you can add another part to this. You can add an extension, so it goes like this. So you can go. And so when you play it faster, awesome. And you can do the major shape like this, watch. Same thing, you go. I like it. And so these are real world shapes that you can use. Now, I also want to show you something that's in speed kills. There is another way to do, there's so many variations of tapping arpeggios. And I mean, it's unlimited. And again, I'm using this ET hybrid in the hybrid position. I've got this in the middle position, so the humbuckers and the single coils are both working. Now, I like to play these around the 12th fret, like in the C minor shape, you're in 15th, 18th fret, because it's easier for you to play. Now, I can play them all over the place, but I thought to demonstrate it, you want to play this in the easiest position possible, and it's usually between the 12th and 17th frets. It's thick enough width-wise on a fret, and it's thin enough. And so here is another arpeggio shape that I show in the Speed Kill series that's available on metalmethod.com. You go like this. This is an A minor shape. Now, it's really A minor 7th because we incorporate the 7th scale degree in this. And you take strings 5, 3, and 1. And you go 5, 3, 1, 3. You just go up and down. And so it is technically a string skipping tapped arpeggio shape. And so who cares? It sounds good. Now what I like to do is I like to use 2 fingers. Eddie Van Halen, when he tapped with his first finger. Now, it is not technically the best way to do it, but it was Eddie Van Halen, and he pulled it off. And so I don't like to do that, and a lot of modern players don't do that either. Because if you keep your picking with your thumb and your index finger ready to rock, you have your other 3 fingers to use tapping techniques, and that's what I do. On this, I use my flip-off finger and my ring finger together. So I don't just use one finger and go. Which I'm perfectly capable of doing. I use 2 fingers. So on that high string, see, I can get this rotation and it's fast. So you have this minor 7th shape that works great. I mean, there's so many applications. You know, if you go. It's a shape that you can play slow, and it's a shape that you can play very, 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 very fast. Now, I'm going to show you the A major shape of this. Now, it is not just an A major chord, it's an A major 7th, but it can be played over major. So instead of going like this, which is perfectly fine, or adding the extension, you can do this. So it sounds really different. Then again, I add not just one finger, but I add 2 fingers. And you use the 5th string, the 3rd string, the 1st string. And these exercises and arpeggio shapes are in the Speed Kill series. This is an A major 7th arpeggio, but it works great just over A major. Now, people are wondering what this device is. A lot of guitar players that you see use fret wraps. Now, I talked about this, a wrap. What is a wrap? It's a tortilla. You stick chicken or beef, or if you're having a gyro, a gyros, then you put whatever they make a gyro out of. But we used to goof around and call them gyros, but they're gyro sandwiches. You do that for one reason. It cleans up tapping. See, because when you start tapping on a neck of a guitar, you're gonna hear stuff. You're gonna hear extraneous string noise. Yeah, see, I'm an elitist. So I think jazz and fusion and things that are the higher level of music, like to think of rock and metal. That's Neanderthal. That's 30,000 years ago. What about Ingve? We don't care about Ingve because we don't care about Michelangelo Beatty. We don't care about John Petrucci because they're not jazz, and jazz is the highest form of music. Shut up! Shut up! Stop it! And so when you get these elitists, they like to talk about just things like that. I'm goofing around, of course, because I'm an elitist. And so what I'm saying is this: I'm making it up in my head, but the point is that a lot of guitar players need, and you need this to do really advanced tapping, whether you're Brown or James or anybody. Well, I invented something that's much different. This is a string dampener. Now here's exactly what this does. There's no drilling on the guitar. Chromacast, one of the Sawtooth companies, markets it and sells it, and it's really inexpensive. You're looking under $20 to get one of these. And so when you put this down, you hear that dampens the strings? Now I have a clean sound. So what this does is it stops extraneous string noise. In other words, it stops that ringing that fret wraps do. But here's the problem, at least in my humble opinion, about a fret wrap. First of all, when I lift this up, you have open strings. Can't do that with a fret wrap, especially a Floyd Rose. You can only put it here. You can never go because you've got a thing, a wrap. You got something that you should put and make a burrito. Do you want to put a burrito on your guitar? Do you want to put a chimichanga on your guitar? Fry the mofo. Do you want a quesadilla on your guitar? No. Do you want I like turkey wraps personally. I like chicken wraps too with the ranch dressing on there, buffalo chicken. But this works better. This it just deadens things. And when you're not using it, just flip it out of the way. And so this enables clarity with tapping, because eventually, I don't care how good you are at tapping, without some kind of device like this, it's going to start to get sloppy. Now, we're not talking about Eddie Van Halen, because Eddie was one of the masters, but he didn't do these kinds of arpeggios. So when Van Halen was, a lot of it was. So what you did is it's a different style. And so nowadays, in fact, for a long time, I didn't even want to tap. And it's not that I couldn't do it, but I just thought I was copying Eddie Van Halen, and I loved him so much that I felt, it was sacrilegious to copy the man. And so, but these are totally different when you can also add diminish, like. So there's so many things that you can do, but this string dampener is absolutely fantastic. It does everything. You see it. I mean, this is the stock Chromacast one. And see, when I used to have them manufactured, I had them manufactured entirely in the United States. I have the patent on it. And they were really expensive. But what Chromacast was able to do is make one for much less. I mean, you would have to pay $100 just to get one of my string dampeners. And, you know, we've got it under the $20 range. But it's so good to use this. I mean, because I can just flip it up. And then just put it back. Put it up. There you have it. This guitar rules. And you see how I use the string dampener? I move it back and forth. I use it, I don't use it. That's why it works so well. And you're not impeded by the rap. The rap is the rap of death. This is the dampener of life. Do you choose, it's like the outlaw Josie Wales. Do you choose life or do you choose death? I choose life. And so this is life. Fret raps are death. Why? Because you eat it. It's over. And so a rap, I like. I like raps. Fat thing, but I like them. And so, but this dampener works great, especially for tapping. And the beauty of this, it's so easy, and there's no drilling. Some guitars you have to take the truss rod cover off because it slides underneath the strings. But I absolutely love it. Okay, Randy dive bomb. Okay, yeah, this is the true Floyd Rose. Now we are also making in the future a version of this, these hybrids without locking trems because, you know, I understand that not everybody likes it. I personally love that. Where can you get that sound without a locking trem? And then you can bring it down to death. Somebody asked if I would tour with this guitar. Yes, in a heartbeat. I just beat the heck out of it. I tried death, mayhem, destruction, total annihilation. And it's perfectly in tune. Let's use the clean sound. It's a beautiful thing. And so, yes, I would use it. There's so many cool sounds, and I've used this in the studio. This hybrid tone, when you use the bridge position, you get this Eric Johnson kind of sound. It's just incredible. Then I add an overdrive. That's no overdrive. That's with the, with the tube amp. Now watch. I'm going to add overdrive. No overdrive. Overdrive. And then I love this middle position here because it has got both configurations, the single coil and humbuckers, but I use the single coil toggle switch here to control it. There's something really cool about just leaving this humbucker in the bridge position. It just, because all it does is fatten it up, but it seems like the single coil is kind of dominated a little bit. Even though the humbuckers are louder, you get the twang of the single coil that really stands out. See, I've got that in the neck position. Now in the bridge. Just gets so funky. Whoops, and then we do this. What I used to like to do is do the Clapton version, and I would go. Then you can use, listen. And also when you're practicing exercises, there's no law that says you have to use overdrive. In fact, in my original Starlix program, which again is available on Metal Method, the whole first part I use a clean sound. So it can be asked of me, and one of the questions is, okay, now, like, you can alternate big really fast, bro, but, like, can you play, like, fast with, like, a clean sound, dude? Yes. And I did this on my Starlix program. All the initial exercises before the Starlix were with a clean guitar, so. And you hear. I want to remove that. Back on. So yes, it's perfectly acceptable to play with a clean sound. I do it all the time. But it doesn't take away from using distortion, from playing heavy, playing mean. Robert's mean. See, the secret is that he's angry all the time, like in the first Avengers. Robert, smash! And the point is this. When I play, I focus on the technique I want to work on. For example, when I was talking about the arpeggio shapes that are tapped. You have a minor shape. You know how clean that is? I practice it slow. See, because your fretboard hand has to hit that new note. It's the most, this is the one arpeggio shape that I found more than almost any other that really has a dependency on both hands to coordinate together. So when you do shapes like this, because you're going do-do-do, 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 so you tap it, but then you lead with your picking hand, then you lead with your fretboard hand, and it trades off back and forth. Because when you do things like this, like the other shape that I showed you that's on Speed Kill Series, you're really leading with your tapping hand. So you're leading with your picking hand. And so, even the major thing. So it's a lot different than going. So you have to lead with both. And it's a really interesting concept. But again, when you learn how to do it, it becomes second nature. Now, I want to talk about a couple things. I've talked about this ET Hybrid. These guitars are selling great. And one of the things that Sawtooth does more than any other guitar company on the, that's out there is they make the left-handed versions. So I'm left-handed. Now, I learned how to play right-handed because I'm just at the age where there were no left-handed guitars available. Now, if I probably would have done it all over again, I might have done the same thing, but you can't say. You can't say would have, could have, should have on this one. Who knows? But I'm very happy, which is why I invented the double guitar, because this was my natural way to play. Speaking of the double, I've got one. I've got actually the prototype behind me here. Sorry, I'm looking at the camera going, okay. But this is the prototype. It's actually going to the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. But last week I played the production model, which is absolutely fantastic. We are really close to being sold out of these. And we've tried not to just sell them to music stores to hang up on the wall. We really want people to play it. And now you're starting to see videos of people playing them. So there's a few left. If you were on the fence about getting it, I get it, and I read, there's always something that somebody can say, but here's what I say. I'm showing you what's in, here's my saying. In order to think outside the box, you have to know what's in the box. See, I'm showing you what's in this box. And so I'm giving you techniques that are tried and proven and established techniques. It is for you to invent your own ways and create your own style. And that's where thinking outside the box. My thinking outside the box was this. Why? I play piano, I play right-handed guitar, and I'm capable of playing left-handed guitar because I'm left-handed. And so this, to me, I've done all the work for you. I've come up with the perfect angles of the guitars. I've come up with the string dampeners. I've come up with the mechanism to put it together. It takes seconds. What I haven't come up with is your ability to find something that's uniquely you to play on that guitar. We've got a few left. We want to sell them to musicians. They're going to be gone no matter what. Okay, but we would prefer to see them. That's why we've been holding off on some stores. They would have been gone already if we would have sold, like, one music store, wanted 8 of these. And we don't want that, because we want to sell them directly to the people who are going to play it. And not just, a lot of places want them just to hang up because it looks really cool on the wall. We want to see people play it. Now, so talking about that, also, Sawtooth guitars, ChromaCast, where you can get this string dampener. The string dampener works fantastically. It's better than a fret wrap. It is. A lot of times people don't understand. They think it's a capo. It isn't a capo. I invented this because I needed the proverbial third hand for my double. Why do you think when I play the double, it's so seamless? Because this blocks the extra noise, like I'd have a third hand to palm mute the strings and block them. That's what this does. But it works equally as good. In the studio, I use this all the time. On Shrapnel Records, the Mike Varney era, with Paul Gilbert, even John Five, Yngwie, Marty Friedman, myself, Greg Howe, Vinnie Moore. All the guitar players, when they were in the studio, used some kind of device to block the extra noise. It adds that extra level of cleanness that's just, it's immaculate, which means clean. It's just so, it's just unbelievable. And that's what this device does. But also Sawtooth and ChromaCast, the 2 companies that are part of one, have the Godey PS Music Live app. This app is awesome. It is free. And we're not talking about free for 3 months and you have to pay. Free, like as in F-R-E-E, free. And you can see content like me playing with Vinny Appice and Rudy Sarzo on Melody from Liliac, the all-star band, as I like to call them. You can see the MAB band. You can see lessons. There's so many really cool features about this app. You get discounts on gear. It's incredible. I would download it. And also, too, I have a YouTube channel, Michelangelo Badio, and official. And it's just a lot of content on there, a lot of different playthroughs and things that you can't find anywhere else. And also, I'd like to talk a little bit about Metal Method, which I do every week. I've worked with Doug Marks, the owner of Metal Method, the founder, for many, many years. I've never switched companies from the time I did Speak Hills, but we did iconic programs. And one of the things that at least signified with Metal Method to me, sorry, I just hit my microphone. One of the things that made Metal Method stand out to me is even in Speed Kills, we had a 3-camera shoot. We used the highest technology and the highest camera quality and film quality, even though it was film back in the day, that was possible for the era. And that's why it still holds up. It's like watching a great old movie that was filmed right the first time. The production of Metal Method is second to none. The production's incredible. The features that you get on there, just like Sawtooth, you get so many features for an incredible amount of money on the guitars. Well, Metal Method is similar in that you get a lot of features that are on the programs that are included, animated tab, me playing it slow, me playing it fast, and it's not MIDI slow. That was me playing it. We did it for real. Why? Because we can. And 3-camera shoots, the highest quality video, the highest quality audio. We didn't spare anything, and that's why the programs still hold up. My programs and these tapped arpeggios are available at Metal Method, metalmethod.com. Doug Marks has great programs too. He even came out with a speed and accuracy program that's a little bit different take on what I do, but it is great. He is a fantastic teacher, and I can't recommend it enough. So let's conclude this. You've got tapped arpeggios of doom, mayhem, destruction. They rule. You practice it slow. You get down the method. You practice it, you feel how both hands work together. 2, the ET Hybrid Series. This is the ET. We have an ES that is a Strat, so it's got 2 humbuckers and 3 single coils. There's over 20 sounds on this. There are 15 unique sounds, and I'm going to be releasing a playthrough very soon showing you all the different sounds based in the context of a song. These guitars are incredible. Look at the spalted maple body. I mean, look at this up close. Just awesome. I mean, it just looks so killer. It's just beautiful. And I mean, the guitar, it's exquisitely made. It plays fantastic. It's a C and D shaped style neck. Also, these are medium jumbo frets. And so if you're a purist with shred and you only like jumbo frets, you're going to really like this because these are medium jumbos. They feel great, and the intonation is better on these because you don't have to push down as far to hit a note. If you're a purist and you don't like the big jumbo frets, you're going to like this as well because it's a little thinner than a jumbo. It's medium, and so we really bridge the gap between the two with Sawtooth. They're fantastic. But anyway, I would like to say this. On behalf of Sawtooth Guitars, ChromaCast, Go DPS Music Live, Joey, that's Robert, and myself,